All right, so I think I'm ready to start with the hair. You can see what I have so far. Um, so I've just focused on lines uh, around the face minus hair. So the mustache, beard, the top of the head is missing. Even the eyebrows are missing. Because just show you maybe just how I would approach those for this one. It's kind of why I chose this photograph because of the hair. I've also, if you notice, there's these lines right here too. The reason I have those there, which we'll get into in a couple more steps down the road, when it comes time to coloring and all that, and the beauty of the blob brush tool, it's already ready to make a live paint group, which is very nice. You don't have to expand. So, um, that's why I kind of have these here, maybe for some like harsh contrasts, like dark shaded areas. Um, I'll probably use black for those. That's why I have kind of those lines there. So, um, so yeah, kind of right here, and hopefully it'll maybe make a little bit more sense as far as the shape and form of this once start putting in some of the beard hair and eyebrows and the hair. So what I would do, I'm going to go ahead and double click. I'm going to make sure. So I'm all the way on one point. Um, I also probably am going to, because I'm going to do the top of the hair first. Um, I'm probably going to change it all the way over to the left. So I don't want it to necessarily smoothen out any. It'll still be vectorized. But I just don't want it to like, oh, you want that to be a curve, so let me make it a better curve for you. Um, so I'm going to hit OK. And then from here, I think I'm going to hit the right bracket, maybe go up to 2. So hit it once, then 3. And then, yeah, maybe 3 right there for the outer part of the head. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of almost loosely because the hair is going to have a lot more organic looking shape than maybe the side of the face and stuff like that. So I'm not really too worried about. I'm For each individual stroke, I'm more willing to go and stretch my hand distance a little bit further and maybe go a little bit longer because it doesn't have to be quite as precise. So I'm just kind of going around. It's a general idea of the outer portion of the head. Messed up right there. That's one thing about doing the long line is that if you mess up right there at the end, then you kind of have to start all over. But there's less chances of you having to worry about having to match up perfectly with another spot. Kind of like right here. So we can see right there. Uh, this spot isn't all that well matched up, but again, not too big a deal. We can just kind of draw a little line right there to kind of match it up. So the little straggler hairs, I'll probably go with a thinner brush on that. I could probably go the same size on the inner part. If I kind of did something along the lines of that, maybe kind of don't press as hard with the pen on the tablet. In certain areas. Now I am drawing this side, but you can see that I have like a shaded area right there, so it's probably going to get lost, which is fine. Um, which also means I don't have to be quite as precise in that area. But I am also going to want somewhat of a clear end for when I do paint that, so it doesn't just paint the whole side of the face. So right there, we kind of see that it goes around there, and then maybe I go back down to 1. I'm going to go kind of around here. This is just because I'm doing that shaded area. And the beard is going to be a lot less, so this will be a little preview to that, but it's going to be a lot quicker zigzag lines. And I'll show you kind of the lines that I've been making here in just a second. So I'm going to zoom back out. I turn off this back layer, so we're starting to see somewhat of the hair now. So back to the beard. You know what? Even with some of this, I'll show you a little bit more the top of the hair. Then I'll show you a little bit of the eyebrow, and then the beard, and then I mean, again, this is going to be kind of up to you on how you want it to look. So right now I'm on 1. I could even go maybe to 2, so hit the right bracket once. So it's a little bit thinner than my outside line, but maybe maybe have a little bit more variation. So, and then with the photograph, kind of use the guide of the hair that's already in the photograph as like for him, he's got quite a bit of curls, so he's got the curly hair. Kind of use that as the direction that you want your lines to go. So for me, I might go with maybe maybe a 2 and then go back down to a 1 for some of these areas so they're even thinner. Remember, we're on pressure 2, so kind of vary the pressure that you're putting on the pen to the tablet. Kind of get some thick lines and then thinner and stuff like that. But you can see that it's a little bit more free ranging. I'll show you just kind of without the photograph too. Just you're not quite as hard pressed to make it as exact. And then some of these areas too, I'll probably try to just color in black. So maybe some of the areas I go even thicker than the 3 for some of these areas. So like here, we're probably gonna lose a lot of that hair in the shadow. Um, put maybe a thicker one over here. So you just kind of see. And then when you turn off the photograph, you can kind of see, oh, okay, maybe I need to color that all the way in. And then it's really just a lot more fluid, organic looking. But just keep varying the size of your brush. Some real thin lines you can kind of have go beyond your outer line, so you can get kind of some of those little straggler hairs depending on the hairdo and all that. And so that's pretty much what I would do for the top. The eyebrow, what I would do is probably go, I think I'd probably go with the 1. And I would kind of try to get maybe like a basic outline. See what we got there. So we kind of have something along those lines. And then you can, with your varied line, kind of go in and out and kind of add in some of those hairs. Also with this, I think I might want to add maybe half of that or more in shadow to kind of go along with the shadow that I already have. So maybe right there. So this would all get painted in black. So right here I can just kind of so that's kind of how I would probably with the eyebrows like that, because there's so such thin lines. I would probably just keep that on 1 all the way. But that's kind of how I would approach the eyebrow. You could make just a generalized shape of it and maybe color it all in one color. I mean, that's up to you on how you want it to look. With the beard, I'd probably treat that the same as the eyebrow and maybe go with a 1, maybe 2 size brush and just kind of, it's kind of little zigzag type, but still trying to emulate the shape and the way the hairs are flowing from the picture. And his beard's a little bit has a little bit of a scraggly look to it, so the lines are kind of going in different directions. So I mean, that's kind of just how I would approach that. I can show you maybe kind of what I've drawn on there so far, but I'll try to finish up the hair, and then I'll see you guys in the next step. But to recap, I mean, just kind of keep it, you don't have to worry about keeping it as tight as you do maybe with the ears and the eyes and nose and all that stuff. The hair, you can be a little bit looser with your grip and with your flow of the pen to the tablet and all that stuff. Yeah, and good luck.